we're off to another lesson of math, and it's going to be a fun one today. We are working with schedules. Yes, you heard me right, schedules. Okay, this is a really practical skill that you need just for life when you travel, especially. That's when we're locked into schedules, let's say catching your flight at the right time, things like that. We also have school schedules. Those are important to keep track of, but our school schedules become routine, so we become really experts at those. Travel schedules can be tricky because they're not something we do every day. So we have to know how to read a schedule chart so we know how to follow them. The lesson on schedules is on page 710. It's lesson 108. Lesson 108, page 710. And you'll see that the title says schedules. Okay? Now, this is a tricky one for me to try and teach you without actually just doing it with you. And so I'm going to give you a little bit of information here and let you go with it because I think you've just got to do it. Okay? Look at example 1. It's showing a schedule for a track meet. And it shows different times for different events. So you could know let's say, how much time does she have? It's Daphne who is at this track meet. If you look at that example 1 on page 711, how much time does Daphne have for her intermission? That would be her lunch intermission in the middle. It says that the 400-meter dash was at 12:55, and the next event starts at 2 p.m. Now, granted, we don't know what time she's going to finish doing the 400-meter dash. We don't even know if she's entered in that event. But just for the practice sake, let's see how much time will have gone on between the start of the 400-meter dash and when the 1,600-meter run begins. The 400-meter dash is at 12:55. Okay? And then the 1,600-meter run is at 2 p.m. Okay, they're both p.m. How much time will have gone by? Now, I want you to think about it. 12:55 is just before 1 o'clock. Here's how I do it. I picture in my head the clock, okay? And I know that if I'm at 12:55, I will go 60 minutes around to get to 1:55. And then from 1:55, I only have 5 more minutes to get to the 2. So 60 minutes plus 5, that would be a total of 65 minutes are going to go between those 2 events. Okay? Look at the schedule that is in example 2. This is someone's trip schedule. They're taking a trip from Oklahoma City to Indianapolis with a stopover in Chicago on the way there. And on the way back, their stopovers in St. Louis. Do you see how that is? They go on their trip to start. They start in Oklahoma City. They take a flight to Chicago. They have to have a layover. They wait for a little while in Chicago and then continue on to Indianapolis. Coming home on August 29, 7 days later, they leave from Indianapolis. They arrive in St. Louis for a stopover, and then they continue on their trip to Oklahoma City. Okay, so let's see, how long is their stopover? This is a really important question when you're traveling, and you need to know, how much time do I have in this airport so that I don't miss my second flight? Because it would be horrible to miss your flight and be delayed. Who knows when you'd get the next flight? So let's see how much, let's do the layover in St. Louis, okay? On the way back, they get to St. Louis at 11:03. Let's write that here. They get to St. Louis at 11:03, and then they have to leave St. Louis at 12:04. How much time are they going to have in the St. Louis airport while they're waiting? By the way, we lived in St. Louis or near St. Louis for about 9 years. So I did a lot of flying through St. Louis airport. And yeah, I know that I've done a lot of waiting in that airport. So it's bringing back memories for me to think about this. But this individual, they get to St. Louis at 11:03, and at 12:04, they've got to get on that next plane. How much time has gone by? From 11:03 to an hour later would be 12:03. There's 60 minutes. From 3 to 4 is just one more minute. So they have a layover of 61 minutes in St. Louis. Does that make sense? Okay, you're just going to have lots of questions like that for this assignment. Again, I think you're going to find it to be pretty easy, but pay attention to where you're getting, what schedule you're looking at. Okay, your assignment is pages 712 and 713. 712 and 713. And you have A through E. And then you have the lesson 108 worksheet. Okay? Just those two things. All that you're doing for this assignment is reading information off a schedule, answering specific questions. Please notice this really important thing. On A and B, it says, use the track meet schedule in example 1 to get your information. So you're going back to example 1, go back to that schedule, and that's where you're going to look at to get your answers. For C and D, you are going to go to the flight itinerary we were just looking at in example 2. So you're going to go back to there for that. And then for E, over on page 713, they give you another little schedule for a train that someone named Luke rode from Chicago to Springfield. And you know what? I lived in that city of Springfield there for 5 years in Springfield, Illinois. So yeah, a lot of memories for me in this schedule lesson. So you're going to answer that question from that schedule. All right, on the worksheet here, you're going to have, there's a schedule that's a school schedule. Well, actually, it looks like it's an academic competition. Spelling bee, science investigations, creative writing class, all kinds of fun things they're doing with academic competition. So you're going to answer 2 questions from that schedule, and then you have another flight schedule here you answer 3 and 4 from. So just reading schedules and answering questions. It's kind of a logical, think it through kind of a thing, and you're going to do awesome at it. I know. Okay. Hey, we'll see you tomorrow. Have fun with your schedules. Bye.